Et puis, si c'est le cas, je me restartais, je me suis payé quelques petits jeux indés. Je me suis gâté. Et puis, il y en a certains que j'aimerais bien essayer de... J'aimerais bien tester, en fait. C'est le but de les avoir achetés, Mikey.
We won't have to let them know. We'll go to the Hall of Songs first, settle this issue with Zelia and Orlana, and then we'll come back.
Then it is your turn to tell us everything, yes?
It is. Now...
Leaving already?
Not this time, boys.
The two of you should be resting. The Fae hasn't come back yet.
And let Calden deal with this by himself.
What?
Please, Mariner. You were screaming last night. You really thought no one else would hear?
You know?
Surprise.
And Vasco?
Salut Monica, il va bien, buddy?
Vasco?
His metal is impressive.
What's going on?
He woke me up before dawn, asked for my help.
To what?
To
speak.
And?
Il va bien, toi?
Perfect. Mind muddled. Languages floating. But better.
Vasco.
Good.
No. Now is the Mariner's time. To share...
Puis, fais-tu toujours aussi chaud aujourd'hui ou c'est moins pire?
Thank you.
Besides, your personal life is your own, as long as it doesn't get in the way of the investigation.
And since the investigation is waiting for the return of our supernatural friend...
I don't believe this.
This world, not always hopeless.
I guess not.
Come on. I think the coach has space for one more. The others can stay back, in case our Fae returns.
one.
C'est moins pire.
Again.
Au moins.
One.
Two.
Two.
Three.
Three.
Again. Three.
They'll fail.
It's all right. Let's try that again, from the beginning. One.
Lui, il apprend à parler.
I'd like to thank you, Marshal, for being so accepting of the Mariner.
It isn't so much a feat as you describe it.
I'd beg to differ. Supporting Italios isn't quite the most
Qu'est-ce qu'il fait de
orthodox
bord
action.
aujourd'hui? As-tu plus de plans ou il fait quand même trop chaud pour faire de quoi?
To stand up for what's right.
Another verse from the Bright Chorus?
No, my father this time.
They're wise words. I only wish more people listen to them these days.
We should be getting ready, Inspectore.
Of course.
Quite eventful these days have been. First our poor friend Salts, and now we learn that another is Talios. You've always been a magnet for the dramatic.
Ah ouais?
You don't have to tell me twice.
Ça te fait du bien ou ça t'a ravagé?
The chance. It's sweet of her, taking care of Vasco like that.
What can I say? Your friends are our friends, Cicero.
Even the Mariner?
I was from Rune, Cicero. Our customs are rather different over there. Besides, if there's one thing living in this city does to people, it's open minds.
Ok, c'était violent.
You don't survive long in a world of fire and ice with such narrow vision.
Après, c'est qui le calque fait comme ah, il y a une grosse tempête, m'en aller faire du surf. Il y a de grosses chances que c'est comme le. C'est pas le bon. Le bon duo à faire non plus. Il est un peu con là.
It would be awful to make things any harder for him.
Do you have something else on your mind? You sound a little distracted.
Well, I do, actually. That Fae that you created last night. How?
Kyrie's explained it all to us.
No, I meant the Scythe. What were you thinking of? What did you use?
It's not the shortest story. Are you certain you want to hear it?
I'm sure we can spare a little time.
When I was younger, I had been Comte Dani. I had always thought the portiere guards that patrolled the spire had the ripest purses. I haunted the streets around it like a spectre. Me and my fruit knife.
You? A cut purse?
I did not learn all my skills from the registry, no. One day, I got caught, and the portiere dragged me by my heels up the grand stairs. When we came to the top, I had my breath taken from me. Sprawled out before me was the city that I had hated for cursing me and my family with poverty. But at that moment, from that vantage point, it suddenly seemed beautiful. The guards turned to me and asked me what I was doing. I turned to them and said, I want to be a portiere.
What did they do then?
Clubbed me over the back of my head.
No, they didn't.
I woke up in a cell, told my story to the Valencio at the time, and the rest is a story of history.
And you used that?
That moment at the top of the stairs, looking out at the city. I was remembering the wonderment, the drive to make it better, the awe at its beauty,
Des projets pour la journée,
the
mon beau?
curiosity at its secrets. And then that fey materialized.
I see. Thank you for sharing.
Come on, let's get ready.
C'est good. On se poupou. Comme j'ai dit, je suis allé voir mes trophées. D'après moi, il me reste 2 boss à battre, puis le jeu est fini. Je vais pouvoir sauter sur un autre de mes petits jeux que je me suis acheté. Je m'en suis découvert un beau petit à matin que j'avais pas vu.
Let's do this.
That's it, c'est juste ça que je voulais. Ah, merci bon trophée, on sac notre camp. Encore? Tabarnache, me semble que vous allez voter souvent. Me semble que vous allez voter souvent.
Where to, sir?
The Hall of Songs, please.
Ah, lui, il est bon. Ok, non, il est barré. Il est obligé de venir. Lui, il est obligé de venir. On va mettre... Vu que j'ai déjà un tank, on va mettre 2. On va y aller comme ça. On va faire une petite virée entre boys. On va faire une petite virée entre boys. Ok, c'est le deuxième tour. À l'extérieur de la salle des chants.
Cicero,
Hmm?
if things do not go well inside,
I will not abandon you.
it's not that. I need you to know how grateful I am for everything that you've already done.
We'll be fine, Calden.
Il y a combien de tours? Je suis pas sûr. Je suis pas très politique personnellement. Moi, il me semble que nous autres, on y va une fois, on vote. Il y a une journée de vote, that's it.
And this is his brother's?
Yes, head matron.
Après, peut-être parce que je m'intéresse pas non plus à aller voter pour la personne qui représente ma ville, je m'en balance les couilles.
He rarely spoke of this brother of his.
J'ai dit je suis pas très politique.
Of course. His family likely was too ashamed to call him their blood. Their chimes would be in jeopardy.
As they are in your hands?
Ah, Calden. It's a pleasure to see you.
Likewise, head matron.
And Inspectore Gavar, it's been a while.
Head matron?
Now, Mariner, you are aware of the reason you have been called here?
I have my suspicions.
Your sleeve, then, if you will.
Matron, if I might have a...
Your sleeve, Calden. There, matron. It is true.
What is true, exactly?
Matron, I spoke of this earlier. That tattoo is proof that...
That what? Answer me precisely, if you would.
What do you mean?
Calden has a tattoo. And I do not see anything unusual about art on the skin.
But that tattoo is evidence that he deserves to be punished.
For what? Precisely.
He is Talios.
And is that my business, or is it his?
You are defending him.
As a matron should, for her own people.
This is against the laws of society.
Society governs those laws, songstress. And as the leader of a large part of that society, I choose to stand by this man.
Ah, elle est gentille, putain. Lui qui pensait se faire torcher le cul puis se faire ramasser. Il s'est fait défendre.
Zelia.
I will call for Mira Boss.
Thank you.
Bon, deux petits boss, Mickey. Deux petits boss. Il en reste pas long, il en reste pas long. Let's go, let's go.
Orlana, please.
Stay back!
Please, Orlana, put the chime down.
Do not tell me what to do, beast! You corrupted my brother!
Listen to me, please.
Bon, c'est ça.
How did you defile his mind?
I did not.
Liar!
Comme si c'était de sa faute si l'autre était homosexuel, Calvaire.
Given him some poison to turn him into a beast like you.
I did no such thing.
He was my brother, and you took him away.
Les homosexuels sont des monstres! Des monstres! C'est un monstre, Nicolas! Ah, selon elle, hein.
Poisons and defilement and treachery. The truth is far simpler. I loved him.
But you took him away from me. You took away my brother and replaced him with something else.
That is not true. He was always the same romantic, sentimental man that you grew up with.
Ben lui, le Chaldéen, Arzus, c'est le secret qu'il cache. Puis justement, il est amoureux du frère de la fille. Puis elle lui reproche d'avoir d'avoir changé son frère. Là, ben, il explique ce qu'elle pense, c'est pas un monstre, c'est que dans le fond, il l'aimait.
I shouldn't have abandoned him. But I did. And I am sorry.
Et dans une dispute, il l'a abandonné, il est parti, puis c'est là qu'il s'est fait tuer. L'autre, il en veut. C'est ça. Mais ouais, le grand costaud, mon gros tank, c'est le secret qu'il cache. Dans le fond, il est homosexuel, lui, avec. C'est ça qu'on a appris quand... Oh boy, c'est quoi ça, calvaire? Bon, ben c'est sûr, c'est un boss, ça, putain.
Help me, Cicero!
Non, du tout. Dans le fond, c'est parce que c'est comme, pour vrai, l'histoire, c'est comme, tu vas avoir plein de fragments des histoires des personnages qui te suivent pour comprendre comment ils en sont venus là. Puis lui, son histoire, c'est qu'il s'en va chercher son journal intime. Puis son journal intime a disparu. Et c'est justement Oulana, la petite fille qui est là, qui est la sœur de son copain, dans le fond. Et lui, il veut pas le dire qu'il est homosexuel parce que ça a l'air d'être mal vu dans ce temps-là. Puis là, ben, il te l'avoue à toi, mon personnage, dans le fond, qui est homosexuel. Puis que c'est toute son histoire avec, justement, je me rappelle plus comment il s'appelle, son chum qui est mort. Tout est révélé là-dedans, puis que si jamais il arrive de quoi, ben, devant la matrone, il va se faire ramasser le cul. Puis c'est elle qui a montré, puis justement, la matrone, elle a dit de lever sa manche parce que c'était comme la preuve, parce que c'était le tatouage que son copain y avait fait. Là, la matrone, elle l'a défendu pareil, l'autre a été injurié parce qu'il a enlevé son frère à cause de lui, il était plus pareil. Puis là, il essayait de l'expliquer que dans le fond, c'est parce qu'il l'aimait, mais... Il a de l'air à se faire accepter, mais il a pas voulu.
Cicero!
Il a pas voulu le dire aux autres. Il y a juste mon personnage qui le sait. Puis, ben là, elle.
Matron, she was hit hard.
She will require extensive healing. Her pulse is barely there. I must take her down now, or she will not
Mais elle est pas
survive.
amoureuse de lui. C'était son frère, l'autre. Et lui, elle l'aime pas, justement, parce qu'elle a changé son frère. Elle trouve que c'est un monstre d'avoir changé son frère parce qu'elle a lu son journal intime.
Something is wrong. It is never this aggressive. What happened?
Orlana tried to feed it the chime, but it attacked her.
Attacked her? Ages. It's out of control. And the chime?
It took it.
Then it's feeding off the song. We need to kill it. We cannot afford to let it remain like this.
Ok, c'est un boss.
What about the chime?
If we are quick enough,
Je veux
the
savoir
song
si
might survive. Sisters, prepare yourselves.
Ah, on va se battre avec tout le monde.
You're ready, Cicero.
As I'll ever be.
Let's go, bitches!
Now,
Crack!
Cicero.
Ulve!
Oh, Simonac de colique.
Oh, thank you.
Ah ouais, le tank, fais ta job. Aïe aïe. Ah ouais, il fallait revivre, putain, fais pas chier.
Arias.
Pour vrai, man.
Another chance.
That hurt.
Come on. It's too much.
This is too much. You're on your own.
Ah, j'ai moffé mon début solide. J'ai pas compris comment est-ce qu'il m'a fait autant mal, le gros cochon.
Something is wrong. It is never this aggressive. What happened?
Orlana tried to...
Ok, si on l'a vu, passer, on l'a vu.
Now, Cicero.
Rayard.
Ciao.
I can take it. I can't stand for much longer.
It's not happening again.
Boum, checker la craque. Fin! L'abîme regarde en vous. C'est parce que derrière lui, il faisait de la putain de bébelle magique que j'avais pas vue.
No!
Ah, c'était un collier qui... Ah, un collier qu'il avait donné à la fille. Ou c'est le collier qui s'était fait donner à son par son chum. Ah, c'est la lumière de chant de son chum. Ah, putain, je viens de catcher, c'est quoi? Ah, il vient de catcher le dernier souvenir qui restait de son amoureux. Ah, la chanson qu'il avait écrite pour lui.
Thank you,
Oh,
Cicero.
goddamn.
That Fae, Aegis knows what happened to it.
Ah, il sera pas
I've
content.
always wondered why you songstresses wanted to keep people out.
That isn't the reason. For all the centuries the singing tree has been here, it's never acted like this. Oh,
What are you thinking?
something is happening. Something that we cannot see, that is on a level beyond us. It frightens me to wonder what it might be.
Indeed.
Ah, pareil, elle peut pas voir
But
de
it
toute
is
manière.
settled, at least for now. As for other matters,
He's a good man, Mirabas. Saved Orlana when he could have saved the song.
and now that song is gone forever.
You will consider my request, though?
Ouais, c'est ça, il a perdu sa
Society will
chanson.
not change,
Il a perdu
even
la
if I
chanson de
do
son
this,
chum.
Cicero.
I'm not
Il a
asking
préféré
for
sauver
it
la
to,
fille à la place.
but please. Even you can tell that he is deserving of better.
Perhaps I am being blinded by tradition, but I suppose I can do this. As a favor to him for saving the life of my songstress, even if she might not have been quite so generous.
Thank you, Mirabas.
I will tend to
moi.
it now. I'll be back shortly.
How are you feeling?
The head matron has decided to leave the sail heart in my care. There's great consolation in that.
Calden, will you face me, please? Why? Tell me, Calden. Please.
It's not worth a life. Jax has taught me that.
When I
Jaxus.
went to the sail
C'est
hut,
ça,
there were
le nom de son
children
chum.
there. Did they call Jaxus their father?
They do,
Could I meet them?
of course.
That would be nice. I think I'll see you around.
Elle veut aller voir les
I
enfants
know it's not Razatov,
de Jaxus et...
but
Oh!
Take your heart, take my hand. I will lead you through storm and fire.
Elle l'a refait. C'est pas la voix de son frère, mais au moins il va avoir la toune de son frère. C'est pas parfait, mais au moins il va avoir la toune.
The wound will heal, the songs will ring, and soon again will your spirit sing. Take my heart, take your hand. I await you in promised land.
Ah, il est content.
all right, big man.
C'est pas la voix de son frère, mais c'est sa toune. Il est content, c'est bon. Rien de caché ici. Je sens que c'est la dernière fois qu'on vient ici. On se poupe. Sacroyons notre camp. Et joue à quoi cet ancêtre, petit pot? Tiens, ma petite puce. Toi, Minou, ton oreille, comment qu'elle va? Va-tu mieux avec les médocs? Ah! On s'enligne vers les derniers boss. Elle, ça va être une des dernières. L'avant-dernière, je pense. sûr qu'il faut que j'affronte.
Is your face all right? You haven't stopped smiling since we left the hall.
It's just all my life.
Ah, c'est vrai,
I've
faudrait que
lived in
j'aille chercher ton
fear,
roller
and now
champions. Ouais, je peux aller chercher.
you've changed my life, Cicero.
J'ai acheté plein de jeux, j'ai downloadé plein de jeux, j'ai
You
foulé mon
showed
disque
me
dur.
that even in a city of secrets and shadows, the truth has a place in our hearts and is worth fighting for.
Cette,
I know the
9.
city isn't going to change because of what we've done, and the
9
Hall
petits
of
jeux
Songs
indés que
probably
j'ai
isn't going to sail to different
j'ai
winds
téléchargés.
overnight. But you've made a difference, Cicero. In my life, at least.
Ça fait plaisir qu'elle donne.
I think I might have needed this ordeal as much as you.
Come on. Let's see if our Fae friend is back.
Ah, c'est vrai, c'est ça qu'on attendait. C'était la petite créature que j'avais envoyée. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Ouais, on avait envoyé une petite créature. On y avait fait confiance. Est-ce qu'elle est revenue? Je suis sûr que oui, pas mal. Dans le déroulement de l'histoire, elle va être revenue.
Tower. It's not sharp with spires. It's more of a tall dome.
What's going on?
Keep going. Salting. I can't believe I hadn't seen this earlier.
You've lost me.
It was the key to understanding Dementica. Adoran Vamus, the first man who salted and retained a portion of his mind, could, during his lucid moments, read, write, and speak Dementica, just like Vasco. He was the cornerstone upon which all research into the language was based.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's a bridge. Salting connects the two souls, the two minds, the two spirits, whatever you want to call them. And it happens when we use the Masquerine's powers too strongly, tap too deeply into another soul.
So they're connected?
Exactly. And now all the stories of the past are at our fingertips. Imagine all that we could learn now that we understand this connection.
Right. So what's the poor bloodling done to deserve this?
Vasco's claimed that he's had a few memories that seem to have been left over by the Dementicate, who'd been his Masquerine. He thinks he can see what their city might have looked like. We're trying to replicate it.
Remember, bulbous.
I think I've got it.
And that's it?
Let me
Je pensais
see.
qu'il était rendu aveugle.
What does it look like? I don't quite know what to make of it.
Vasco.
I can make out a long tower over there, but...
Amadea, that's not a tower. That's a man, with his trousers down. That's his,
C'est un gars qui a les culottes baissées.
Will you please take this
C'est pas une
seriously?
toast, c'était sa graine.
I only see vague images. Nalior, not enough for anything substantial.
I suppose it was worth a try. Rotten swine, you.
Well, now that everything's settled down, I think we've kept our questions in the shadows for long enough.
About the sunken star. Right. You'd best sit down.
Chance que l'histoire est quand même bien, vu que t'en apprends quand même pas
First
mal
we
de
learn that
bebelles, parce que sinon je les aurais
Masquerine's
skippé les
Dementicate.
dialogues.
And now you're telling me that they're Fae as well.
It makes sense. The increase in the mists in the recent years corresponds with the destruction of the hundreds of Masquerines in the War of Bearings.
This is incredulous, Inspectore. The Fae have been around since time immemorial, and no one has managed to learn where they've come from.
Until now. Think about it, Marshal.
Je me suis acheté deux petits
Masquerines
jeux un
and Fae.
matin.
Two things
Deux
that have
petits,
existed before the
deux
city was
petits
even built.
Metroidvania.
Is it really
Il y en
so
a un qui me
surprising
tente
that they're related?
fortement.
And Lucia was led by one of them?
Is.
Je risque pas mal de tester si je réussis à finir celle-là.
But yes,
Il reste deux boss, comme j'ai
she's
dit.
being led by a
Je suis allé
Fae
voir
they
un
call
matin.
the Lady.
Je suis allé voir mes
Dementicate,
trophées.
She has knowledge of the world that we haven't even glimpsed.
You said she's trying to stop another cataclysm from occurring.
She mentioned something about uniting the city, bringing the artifacts together. She handed me some scrolls about Dementicate history to read, but I haven't had the time.
Well, now we do. It's not a long record. It explains the downfall of their civilization. In summary, the single event that served as the pivot for the success of their empire was a civil war.
Sounds familiar.
What was this war about?
The artifacts. For a long time, they were used by the Dimenticate to push the boundaries of their empire.
Which supports what we found at the Connaissanza.
But it couldn't last forever.
Not with the way the artifacts worked.
Cowden!
The way they worked? Inspectore!
I'm sorry, Marshal. The artifacts were what were responsible for turning the souls of the Dimenticate into Masquerades. They created the Dimenticate's power.
And everyone knows this?
Marshal, I wanted to tell you.
Carry on.
Tiziana...
Stop wasting my time. How did the Dimenticate fall?
Ah putain, elle
When
fait
the
chier la
artifacts were
pute.
received by the Dimenticate, they initially sacrificed their prisoners to create the Masquerades. When their empire expanded, they began to turn to ordinary men and women instead. As you can imagine, that did not end well.
Uprisings?
Exactly. Their empire was cleaved in two, those who wanted to continue using the artifacts, and those that demanded that they be kept away, saying that it cost them too much.
Well, the artifacts are nowhere to be found, so I assume the latter faction won.
Correct. And that is when their
Pas faux.
empire began to crumble. Without the powers of the artifacts, they couldn't stand against the chaos of the world.
Chaos?
It isn't explained exactly what it was, but I think it is safe to assume that it's related to the Cataclysm.
If these scrolls don't mention what the Cataclysm is, then why does Lucia believe another is in store for us?
I don't know. But what I do know is that she believes that she needs to unite the city, and she intends to do that by overthrowing the registry.
Ah, le v'là!
Just on time.
Kadek?
Sam bel ia.
Arish?
Sam bel ia.
The Assemblia.
It wants us to go to the Altus.
The Misted Isles.
Ah, of course.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
The Misted Isles. A set of monuments left behind by the Dimenticate. The Altus built the Assemblia around it to keep people out. Vasco, what's on these monuments that it wants us to see? Can it just tell us what's on it?
Avar?
Don Sivnia, Santa, Atava.
No, they're guarded, and he doesn't remember precisely, but he promises they're important.
It's all right. At least now we have a lead.
Tiziana should go with you. The relationship between the Altus and the Luca is the strongest of all between the Semora. It might help ease our way in.
Well...
Do I smell hesitation?
Fine.
Better get ready.
On va être obligé d'être avec la fille du feu.
Oh, you're looking much better.
Time heals. I'll be all right, eventually. I have something to show you.
Montre pas ta bite, hein.
Wait.
Une flûte encore comme celle que j'avais.
Jaffs?
It has been a while.
I cannot believe this. All these years.
You're hurt. I'm sorry, but I couldn't jeopardize my new life.
Your life with the Laboris?
It seemed the best way to find out who it was that killed my parents.
And it's paid off. You've discovered who it was then?
Benak. Not just yet. But that is a mission for another time. A time when the whole of Umber is not at stake.
Why didn't you tell me?
I tried.
The whistles.
And the golden canvas.
And the sunken star. That's why you did it. Why you were willing to salt.
Yes. I couldn't leave you. Not again.
Aegis. Where do we go from here?
First things first. Continue to address me as Vasco, please. It's stuck.
I understand.
And secondly, I do not see why this has to change anything. I am still in your company. We still search for the tools to save all of Umber. We keep going. That's what we do.
All right. Let's find these artifacts then.
Let's find these artifacts.
Bon, checker la craque.
Ages. It makes so much sense.
Talking to yourself again?
Just thinking about the behavior of the Fae. The way they respond to the old world, like the Kilgan in the Cleaver, so careful not to touch the relics. Or those in the pin drop, and the way they shied away from the statue of their god. I always thought they exhibited such strange behaviors because of some inherent power in the relics or something. But they must remember that the items were part of their
Faut que
world.
t'aimes les histoires avec ben du contenu
For
pour
all
passer
I
à
know,
travers
the
du
Kilgan
jeu.
could have
Et
been my
calvaire.
custodial predecessors thousands of years ago.
You're rather quick to humanize them. I don't think most Fae remember who they once were.
Not fully, perhaps, but there is a sliver of humanity in each. That's what the Scythe are. Fragments of humanity used as a seed for the Fae to be born out of. It might be merely a fragment, true, but still. I shouldn't let this get too much in the way. We have work that needs to be done, and I'm sure there'll be time. Later.
Oh, ça va, mon grand?
Cicero, about earlier.
I suppose she had to find out eventually.
My mind has just been so overwhelmed. Keeping secrets seemed like the least of our concerns, especially now with... tides.
What's bothering you?
Bon, t'inquiète pas, tout le monde le sait que t'es gay, c'est pas grave.
She's being led by a Dementicate who's been around longer than all our legacies combined. It just worries me what we're standing up against.
We've come this far, haven't we?
I suppose we have. All right. Chins up, then.
Oh, qu'est-ce qu'il y a à
Marshal.
raconter?
Inspectore.
You know why I did what I did.
I do. It's because you don't trust me.
Ha!
I
Un
trust
peu, oui.
you perfectly fine. Your guild, on the other hand.
After all this time, you still don't see it.
I'm sorry?
I am my guild, Inspectore. With hindsight, I suppose I should have made that clearer. Might have spared us both some inconvenience.
Moi, on va pas parler pendant 2 heures. On se pose de là. Ciao, bye, Rodrigue. On va peut-être pogner des nouvelles, mais je m'en branle un peu. J'ai pas eu de nouveau masque. On se pousse, Rodrigue.
Hasn't anyone told you it's rude to stare?
Sir, are we really traveling with that thing?
It needs to follow us, so yes.
Does it, understand us?
Perhaps. It certainly isn't stupid.
Right. Well, anyway, where are we going today, sir?
The Assemblia, please.
Right away.
Bon, elle est obligée de venir. J'ai donc un tank, puis on va amener elle, vu que j'ai amené l'autre. Un voyage avec les filles, cette fois-ci. Faites un voyage de gars, on va faire un voyage avec les filles. En plus, si c'est celle du feu, puis que le feu fait plus de dégâts, là, mon personnage va être bien à sa place.
You need to hide.
Comfortable?
Well, we can't have a Fae walking around with us now, can we? Let's go.
J'ai vu qu'il y avait un... Yeah! Une plante ici. Nouvelle encre obtenue. Désolé. Ah. Il est sorti.
Halt!
Good morning, Malleus.
You've got company, is that?
Inspectore Cicero Gavar, yes.
I do not think Va Previo would be too pleased to see you bringing a member of the White Spire in here.
I am
Ah, bah
here
là, va
under the
falloir que
orders
tu,
of the Judge Master. I'm certain the VAR will allow this.
On your word, Marshal.
C'est pour ça que le marshal était obligé d'être là. Il m'aurait jamais laissé rentrer. Bande de trous de balles. Mais putain, plus je me rends compte, on dirait... Hey, si je pogne un autre jeu indé, si le troisième putain de jeu indé que je pogne, il y a encore des histoires LGBTQ dedans, pour vrai, les jeux indés ils se sont pitchés dans le LGBT comme pas possible. Après, moi ça me dérange pas. Je m'en fous. Je trouve ça même cool d'insérer des personnages qui ont des histoires du genre. Là.
Mother.
Mother?
Please sit.
Professeuse X. Attention, les power mentales, elle.
Inspectore Gavar, it is surprising to see you here.
I am sorry, but I had not been told that we would be visiting Tiziana's mother.
Does it matter who she is? We need access to the Assemblia, and that is that.
So, that's why you've come. Might I ask what for?
The Misted Isles. We want to see it.
Tiziana, even you understand that
I am here on behalf of the Judge Master. You will take us to see it or have him to answer to.
I can't.
Excuse me?
The Assemblia is occupied.
What in the light is that supposed to mean? Mists. What is happening inside?
The Rediro. They've grown.
Grown?
Pam, 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 pam.
Prepare yourselves.
Ah, puis elle restait là, no problem, tout, puis il y avait des... Il y avait du monde au cut-up. Elle restait là au bord de la porte, il était à 2-3 minutes de rentrer, pas de problème. Elle se serait fait bouffer ta mère, mon gars. Peut-être pas de la manière qu'elle aurait voulu.
It seems you failed at that.
Isabel, we need to get to the Misted Isles.
I'll get the calendar. Tiziana, guard the door, please, while I determine the course we should take.
Amadea, assist me.
Isabel, you and Tiziana.
She blames me for her father's death.
Zane, from what I know, he died of an illness.
10 years ago, while I was on a ruin raid with the Altus, there was an accident. I fell into a coma for 2 years, during which Zane tirelessly cared for me.
He stretched himself thin.
Too thin. He started falling ill. One night, just a month before I emerged from the depths of the coma, he did not wake to the morning sun. Tiziana thinks that if I had been stronger, if I had been able to protect
ça c'est
myself,
bad.
he would still be alive.
It was an
Tu peux pas en vouloir à
accident.
ta mère pour ça.
Born of incompetence.
And she said this to you? That she blames you?
I'm certain she's spoken much about Zane. Is it any wonder that you have never heard of me?
I had thought that perhaps you might have...
Being dead, sometimes it feels like I might as well be to her.
Oh, pauvre maman.
Here, the 57th route. I can take us through it.
Isabel, perhaps if you tried speaking to her...
I have. You think it is easy for me to live with the knowledge that my daughter hates me.
Non,
On
sûrement
the
pas.
rare occasion that she comes and visits, I reach out, but I always get burned.
But you keep trying.
Can I ever stop? She is my daughter, Cicero. And if words will not convince her, then perhaps action will.
What do you mean?
We should get back to them.
Elle a
Let
une
us
idée,
go.
la vieille.
I know the route to take.
Us? You will only slow us down. Tell me which route it is, I can take them through it.
I am capable of taking care of myself.
You are not!
Marshal!
Stay out of this, Inspectore. Tell us how to get through. You are witness. If she slows us down, do not say I didn't try to stop her.
Marshal, she is your mother.
Does that excuse her from her folly?
Tiziana.
Where is this coming from?
What?
You! Poking your nose where it doesn't belong. What's between me and my mother is between us alone. We have gotten by for years without your help, and we will continue to do so.
Ouais, très bien, mon cul, hein?
Now, if we are done...
Yes.
Ah ouais, avance. Salope qui veut pas parler à sa mère. Assemblée, bibliothèque.
It is this way.
Ah ouais, elle est mobile ta bibliothèque, hein? J'aime bien le style. Feng Shui.
What is that?
It's a bell station. We use them to call the Rediro to us. Ever since they've gone berserk, they've been swarming these things.
They're just going to keep coming unless we destroy them.
Isabel.
We do what we need to. I understand.
Let's go.
For the light!
Ouais, chill. Là, je vois qu'il y a deux spots.
It is the other way.
Ouais, je sais que c'est l'autre bord, ma grande, mais tu caches des bebelles dans tes cossins, fait que je viens voir juste au cas où je trouverais pas un masque. Pute. Ouais, mais elle avait l'air de dire que c'est là, je vais passer un petit coup.
Wrong way, Inspectore.
Ouais, je sais que c'est le wrong way, puis c'est justement... c'est une place par laquelle on aime bien passer de temps en temps. Ouais. Nico en particulièrement aime ça. Il ne passe que par là, d'habitude. Bon, ouais, la cloche.
Not happening again.
We're making good progress.
Let's just keep going.
C'est une bibliothèque qu'on a fait. Je me rappelle plus dans quoi j'ai vu ça, là, putain. Je suis plus sûr qu'on est dans Inception, là. Dans le rêve à qui on est, là. Dis-moi encore wrong way.
The other way, Inspectore.
Ouais, c'est ça. C'est en plein ce que je veux entendre. Ça veut souvent dire que tu caches quelque chose dans le wrong way. Il y a plein de choses à cacher dans le wrong way. Tu sais, juste Monsieur Esclave dans South Park, il y a plein de choses à cacher dans le wrong way. Des animaux, des cellulaires.
The light will cut you down.
Ah, je suis quand même curieux. Combien qu'on en a? 2? Non. Ouais, non. 3, 2, 3, 3. Ouais. Pas que moi, 2, je peux prendre ça. Là. Augmente le rayon d'action de 50%. Augmentation de oui. Quelqu'un que j'ai mis. J'étais pas supposé t'avoir enlevé cette merde, toi, trou du fion. Oh. C'est pas trop important. Elle, par exemple, je voulais-tu vraiment y mettre. Je tente pour lui donner ça. Elle a quand même son style. J'aime bien. Puis, fille, toi, t'as 3 aussi. C'est quelque chose que je t'avais donné. Non, toi, je t'ai pas mal foulé dans ce que je voulais te fouler. Le prochain, ça va être lui. À 3, justement. Bon, tombe bien. Lorsqu'un tag de terre est activé, le délai de récupération des compétences est réduit de 3 secondes. Lorsqu'un tag... Ah ben, j'aime ça. Parce qu'on fait gros des attaques pas de terre. Fait que let's go, prends ça. Parfait, vendu. On continue. On va peut-être plus vouloir me crasser. Ah là, il n'y a plus de chemin, par exemple. On est au bout du... Ah! Ben oui, c'est un ascenseur, mais qui n'y avait pas pensé, en plus, hein? Chance t'es là, j'aurais peut-être pas été capable de me rappeler le chemin. Hein. Boum, check à la craque. Putain, mon rayon, je l'aime quand même solide. Ah, scratch la mother! Scratch la mother. Bon, c'est là qu'ils vont se réconcilier maintenant qu'elle est blessée et elle l'agonie.
I'm fine. This is why I told you not to follow.
Do not speak to me this way. I am not useless.
Look at your arm, your legs.
What must I do to prove myself to you?
This is pathetic, Mother. You are weak. Face it.
I am not.
You're never going to be able to bring him back.
Encore son père, ça exige une claque. Hein, capable de se guérir, femme ta gueule.
I don't want to hear it.
You blame her for your father's death.
We are wasting time.
She made a mistake.
So she should pay for it. That is the Luca way.
That is the coward's way.
Oh, bam! That's a coward way.
Inspired you, then act like it.
What?
Bam!
Your father loved your mother despite her weakness. He died following his heart, not his duty.
He died because she was weak.
No. He died because he loved her. And you are spurning that because you are weak.
Bam!
You don't have it in you to forgive her, so you run. You hide behind your empty platitudes and hollow justices. But guess what? You can't run forever.
Drop the mic. Putain, il a tout dit dans ta gueule. Puis, qu'est-ce que t'as dit, pétasse?
Just you watch what you become. Trust me. It's revolting.
Ouais, un peu, oui.
I think I've ever seen you more honest.
You need to learn to let go. It's hard, damn it, I know. But what you're doing to her, to yourself, it's not worth it.
Bam!
My father was one of the best judges.
Your father was more than the Luca. And you can be too.
If he was still alive, I have a feeling the two of you would have gotten along very well.
Un peu, oui.
Perhaps.
Isabel!
Mother!
Elle est partie où, la mère? Oh, le boss! J'imagine.
Get away from her!
Bon, là, elle va vouloir l'aider. Là, elle va vouloir. Mais la mère, oublie ça, elle veut prouver qu'elle est capable. Elle va se faire dash, mon gars! Rap! Et elle est morte. Où est juste captive? Faut qu'on la bute pour...
The Misted Isles. That must be where it's taking her. Cicero, you were with my mother when she found the route.
57.
I know the way. We're almost at the end. Come on!
Bon, ben, let's go. Tu viens de me dire que tu savais le chemin, connasse? Montre-moi les. Bon, j'imagine que ça, c'est le wrong way, puis qu'il y a quelque chose à trouver. Elle me dit qu'elle connaît, mais c'est moi qui la laisse. C'est moi qui guide. Pétasse. Bon, il n'y a pas 28 000 solutions, c'est là. Je sais pas, j'ai bien fait de prendre la petite avec moi, en tout cas. On a la tinkeuse, là. Ça va faire la job. Tassez-vous, petite bébête. Tassez-vous, les petites bébêtes. Un masque. Yeah! I'm down with that. Un masque juste avant un boss. Ah. C'est un area de boss. Crac. Ah, faut qu'on y pète son cossin. C'est bon. Oh, les laser beams, bitch. Reviens-t'en au sol ou peu importe où tu veux t'atterrir, reviens-t'en.
Watch out, Cicero!
Watch out. Oh! Vous autres avec, watch out. Watchez votre cul, arrêtez de me suivre comme des gros grognasses. To the left? Ouais, ok. Ouais, ferme donc ta gueule. Ah, bitch. Oh! Ah ben bougez votre cul, arrêtez de rester dans les tornades, bande de grognasses, je suis pas obligé de vous le dire. Hein. Je pense que vous êtes capable de bouger votre putain d'IA de marde tout seul. Ben c'est là que je suis, connasse, c'est aussi que vous êtes, vous autres. Putain, ils sont où les grosses grognasses? Un peu de foutage de gueule. Les gars, venez m'aider. Ah ouais, si les grosses putes ils se décidaient aussi à venir m'aider au lieu de rester dans leur putain de coin. Hey, watch out, Cicero. Viens donc m'aider, grande conne. Est-ce qu'il était temps que vous bougiez votre Christie de cul, hein? Parnache. Niaisoyage. Amenez-le, votre putain de fion, mon gars. Non, c'est pas ça. C'est ça. Ouais, ok. Mi-noir est fumé! Putain, mon mi-noir. Mi-noir, mi-blanc. Ton oreille a de l'air aller mieux, petit plou?
Mother! Oh, my darling. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I will be.
I've got her, Cicero. You should... By the light. You should look around.
C'est une parcelle de l'histoire aussi.
It's beautiful.
Attend to why we came. I'll be here.
Ouais, si tu me laisses la chance, je vais effectivement faire un petit tour de map juste pour voir si effectivement... Petit masque avec ça? Un deuxième petit masque? Je serais pas down, je serais pas down, je serais pas contre. Merci. Ça approche de la fin là. Commence à en avoir pas mal des masques.
Yes.
It's barely hanging together.
Will, siun haichin, siun, breog, siun.
What's it saying?
It seems flustered. I'm not sure if... Hey! Damn it!
Did it just abandon us?
Well, we're going to have to...
Don't do this!
Tiziana?
Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? C'est son clan? Qu'est-ce qu'ils font? On va se retourner contre son propre clan?
Move aside, Marshal.
What is going on?
Our inquisitive hound.
Tiziana?
I'm sorry.
You told him about the Assembly, about why we were here.
Ah, la
Yes,
salope.
you did. To find out where these artifacts that I've been hearing so much about are. So, Inspectori, care to share?
Oh, on a bien fait de pas y dire au début.
Putain, c'est une pute. You don't understand. I need them.
What you need, Inspectori, is to tell me where they are.
Why are you doing this?
Too long the city has been ruled by incompetence. It needs a leader that can fight, that has the strength to do what is necessary for the good of the city, not a weakling who poisons it with his age and frailty.
And you're mad enough to believe that's you?
Imagine how much safer, how much more orderly the city would be if it adopted the bright chorus's compass.
The Luca don't even sing them anymore.
You can't have them.
What? You have spent too long in his company.
Ah, nous défend pour une fois.
He has
Merci,
shown
pute.
me the truth.
You are a marshal of the Luca Infinita. Your father would...
My father would have spat upon this guild.
Bam!
Look at us, Fabio. We wear suits of gold, but where do our hearts lie? We're not supposed to fight to banish the weak. We are supposed to fight for them.
Bam!
The weak will take us down with them.
We are supposed to lift them up. Be the eyes of the blind, the tongues of the mute, the ears of the deaf,
Mon speech
the
l'a
swords
réveillé,
of the
mon gars.
poor. What happened to that?
Enough! I will deal with you later.
Non, non, tu vas t'en occuper là, on va se battre.
You will...
I challenge you.
Ah, on va se battre.
You
Vite, vite,
believe
vite.
you can rule this city under your martial thumb?
What are you saying?
Prove it. By your honor and pride, accept my challenge to a duel.
Ah, puis moi je vais être crotté en plus, mon gars.
If I do, you will respect the registry.
Je vais envoyer mes sbires, mon gars.
All of us, the marshal included.
And if I win, you will tell me everything there is to know about the artifacts.
Okay.
Cicero.
Fair.
Je vais te déglinguer, mon gars. Quand même confiance en mon perso.
When you're ready.
May the best man win.
Watch your flanks.
Allez-y, petits gars. Tac, ça c'est bon pour moi. Maintenant, on se bat toi puis moi. Hein? Et à mon tour maintenant. Tao. Je vais te la sentir passer très moi, mon gars. Je suis de feu, man. C'est pas ton feu qui va me faire chier, c'est garanti. Oh, si bon, il fait mal, il fait mal, il fait mal, il fait mal, il m'a fait mal. Les gars, tout dessus. Tout dessus, tout dessus. J'ai dit que j'allais t'envoyer mes sbires, mon gars, j'étais pas capable. Hein? Dans le cul, mon gars. Hors de question que tu me beats.
Enough! You have won.
Ben oui.
And our deal?
I will honor my word.
Super bien,
You fight well.
Ouais, surtout, je t'ai envoyé juste mes summons. Je suis tellement pas un fighter de proche, je suis un summoner. À l'épreuve du feu. Ah, c'est ça! Il fallait que je le batte first try, no warm-up, ou bien j'avais pas le trophée. Me semblait bien, je pensais pas que c'était ça l'épreuve du feu par contre. Ah ah! Fait que si je perdais, ça m'aurait pas proposé de recommencer le combat. J'aurais juste perdu, puis ça aurait fait que j'aurais dû y donner les... Ça aurait changé un peu le courant de l'histoire. Ça, je trouve ça cool, les petites parts de même où c'est que tu peux switcher entre deux bébelles. Genre, t'as peut-être une manière de voir l'histoire, juste ce petit part-là, ou une autre manière de voir juste ce petit part-là. Ça peut être intéressant. Ça peut être intéressant. Je trouve ça quand même clean qui donne
Cicero,
cette opportunité-là.
that was
I know.
stupid!
Ah, merde.
You could have been killed!
Well, whatever it is, I have bad news.
About what your Fae wanted to show us.
About the Fae itself. It's run off.
Ah, by the light, Inspectore! I told you!
I know. We can deal with that later. First, we should get your mother back. Now that that's done, we need to find... Did I miss something?
Not once had I ever thought I'd stand up to the Judge Master like that. I never knew it could feel so good.
Ah, elle s'en vient vraiment de notre side pour une fois. Arrêtez de faire chier comme une pute.
I didn't think you'd take it that lightly.
I never thought I could either. But the things I'd once held so dear now seem like the trinkets of a fool. A broken compass for a blind heart.
Ah,
on the
bien dit.
poetry, Marshal. Next thing I know, you'll be turning yourself into a songstress.
Oh.
Come on, let's see what the others are up to.
Ah, ça c'est nice.
Ven, what's the matter?
It's that creature thing you summoned. Came rushing back into the house not an hour ago.
Is anyone hurt?
No one but the walls. You should have a look.
Elle a pété les murs, la petite. Bon. Je vais me stopper là, je reviens dans 5 minutes. Je suis pas mal sûr que j'ai quand même réussi à faire la moitié de mon petit part d'histoire. Je pense qu'il me reste l'autre moitié. D'après moi, dans le prochain live, on le finit. Et j'aimerais ça parce que si je le finis, il m'a commencé un autre de mes petits jeux. J'aimerais bien voir à quoi il ressemble. Pour vrai, je me suis acheté, comme j'ai dit, 9 petits jeux indés. J'ai très hâte d'en essayer un ou deux de ceux-là, dont un ou deux que je me suis acheté un matin. Ça, je vous en remercie, Nico, d'être passé. Je vais te souhaiter une excellente journée. Si on se rechase pas. Prends soin de toi, mon gars. Amuse-toi bien. Fais-toi plaisir. À plus, les boys.